Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. So, here in Domun Studios, not only do we create good videos, but we also love the environment. And I'm not sure if you've noticed, but by looking outside, you can see that things are changing. And I'm not talking about change on a level that you can see. See, I'm talking about something greater than this. And that's global warming. Let's go. So, what causes global warming? Well, one factor is the greenhouse gases. And the greenhouse effect is the process in which gases in a planet's atmosphere warm its lower atmosphere and its surface. Without the Earth's atmosphere, the Earth's average temperature would be well below the freezing temperature of water. Human activity since the Industrial Revolution has increased the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, leading to an increased radiative forming from various pollutants. Another factor which causes global warming is aerosols and soot. Global dimming is a gradual reduction in the amount of global direct irradiances in the Earth's surface. Solid liquid particles known as aerosols produced by volcanoes and human-made pollutants are thought to be the main cause of this dimming. They exert a cooling effect by increasing the reflection of incoming sunlight. So, another factor is solar activity. Since 1978, solar activity has been monitored by satellites. These measurements indicate that the sun's radiative output has not increased since 1978. So, the warming during the past 30 years cannot be attributed to an increase in the solar energy reaching the Earth. So, the fourth factor are the variations in the Earth's orbit. The tilts of the Earth's axis and the shape of its orbit around the Sun vary over tens of thousands of years. Variations in orbital cycles may initiate a new glacial period in the future. So the timing of this depends on greenhouse gas concentrations as well as the orbital forcing. So, now that we've covered what global warming causes, let's cover what causes global warming.
So, what does global warming cause? Changes in regional climate are expected to include greater warming over land, with most warming at high northern latitudes and least warming over the southern ocean parts of the North Atlantic Ocean.
Future changes in precipitation are expected to follow existing trends, with reduced precipitation over subtropical land areas, and increased precipitation at subpolar latitudes and some equilateral regions. Projections suggest a probable increase in the frequency and severity of some extreme weather events, such as heat waves.
This leads to sea levels rising. So, 30 years ago, there's been a report of 2.6 millimeters to 2.9 millimeters of sea level rise throughout the year. But now, there's been accelerated growth throughout the 2 decades. In terrestrial ecosystems, the earlier timing of spring events and poleward upward shifts in plant and animal ranges have been linked with high confidence to rates of warming.
Future climate change is expected to particularly affect certain ecosystems, including tundra, mangroves, and coral reefs. It is expected that most ecosystems will be affected by higher atmospheric CO2 levels, combined with higher global temperatures.
This leads to changes in ecological systems. Overall, it is expected that climate change will result in extinctions of many species and reduce diversity of ecosystems. Long-term effects also include a response from the Earth's crust due to the melting and delegation of this process, called glacial rebound, when land masses are no longer depressed by ice. This could lead to landslides and increased seismic and volcanic activities. This also causes tsunamis that can be generated by submarine landslides caused by warmer ocean water, falling oceanfront permafrost, or releasing gas hydrates. Also, climate change could cause disastrous and global changes in social and natural systems.
Examples include the possibility for the Atlantic Meridional overturning circulation to slow or shut down, which, in the instance of a shutdown, would change the weather in Europe and North America considerably. Ocean acidification caused by increased atmospheric concentrations of carbon dioxide, and the long-term melting of ice sheets, which contributes to sea level rise.
Well, enough of what global warming causes. Let's figure out a way to solve it.
So, there are three ways to reduce global warming. So the first one is mitigation. So what exactly is mitigation? Mitigation is basically actions to reduce greenhouse gas emission or to enhance the capacity of carbon. There is a large potential for future reductions in emission by a combination of activities, including energy conservation and increased energy efficiency. The use of low-carbon energy technologies, such as renewable energy, nuclear energy, and carbon capture and storage. So the second way to reduce global warming is adaptation. Adaptation to climate change may be planned, either in reaction to or anticipation of climate change. A concept related to adaptation is adaptive capacity, which is the ability of a system to adjust to climate change to moderate potential damages, to take advantage of, or to cope with consequences. Then last but not least, we have climate engineering. Climate engineering is the deliberate modification of the climate. It has been investigated as a possible response to global warming. A study from 2014 investigated the most common climate engineering method and concluded they are either ineffective or potentially severe side effects and cannot be stopped without causing rapid climate change. So now, we'll move it on to how the world feels about global warming.
The world views global warming from three different discussions. The first one of them is political viewpoint. So the ultimate objective of the convention is to prevent dangerous human interference with the climate system.
As stated in the convention, this requires that GHG concentration are stabilized in the atmosphere, at a level where ecosystems can adapt naturally to climate change, food production is not threatened, and economic development can proceed in a sustainable fashion.
The Framework Convention was agreed in 1992. Since then, global emissions have risen. The second point of view is scientific discussion. Most scientists agree that humans contribute to global warming. National scientific academies call on leaders to add policies to cut global emissions.
In the scientific literature, there is a strong consensus that global surface temperatures have increased in recent decades, and that the trend is caused mainly by human-induced emissions of greenhouse gases.
There is no scientific organization that disagrees with this view. Lastly, discussion by the public and in popular media. The global warming controversy refers to a variety of disputes, substantially more pronounced in the popular media than in the scientific literature, regarding the nature, causes, and consequences of global warming.
The disputed issues include the causes of increased global average air temperature, especially since the mid-20th century, whether humankind has contributed significantly to it or not. Additional disputes concern estimates of climate sensitivity, predictions of additional warming, and what the consequences of global warming will be.
Wow, that was a pretty productive day. So, let's see here. We covered what causes global warming, what does global warming cause, the tips to prevent it, and what people think about it. So, after this note, what can you do to change it? Now, have a green day.